This is a white iPhone 13 Pro Max. Let's insert the charger and see. We found that the charging current is very small when we insert the charger. Also, there is no display on the screen. Those who have watched the Big Brother's video know that charging-related malfunctions generally aren't a big issue. So, what's the reason this phone wasn't fixed before? After opening the screen, we can see that the shielding cover on the motherboard has been removed. The inside of the phone is still very dirty. Also, the data of the fan is very important. In such a special situation, our priority is to protect the data. After removing the screen, we will open the motherboard. The common issue with iPhone 13 Pro Series charging is usually caused by the charging IC. When we prepared to remove the motherboard, we found that the upper and lower layers had already separated. They were not connected properly. Most of these charging issues are caused by poor quality chargers. After removing the lower motherboard, we observed that it hadn't been repaired before. The upper motherboard had indeed been repaired. The upper motherboard is very thin, showing signs of deformation. Such a thin motherboard has nearly 10 layers of internal wiring. Let's continue to observe. We can see that the two capacitors under the upper motherboard shielding cover have been removed. This chip has already cracked. The charging IC has indeed been replaced. The upper motherboard shows signs of dropped solder. Since the fan said the data is crucial, we choose not to repair on the original motherboard. We opt to transplant the 3 encryption chips from the upper motherboard to a new, good motherboard. First, we handle the edges of the hard drive. Then, we remove the fan's hard drive. Next, we remove the CPU. The CPU is the most important chip on the motherboard, equivalent to the brain. After removing the A15 CPU, there's one more encryption chip, the logic chip. This chip is made of glass, so we must be extra careful. After removing it, we transplant it onto the new motherboard. Then, we process the hard drive. We don't know the exact reason, but the hard drive has some copper leakage. We need to fix it. Apply soldering flux and drag the solder over it. Then, smooth it out and clean the hard drive. Next, we add solder to the hard drive. Apply solder. Paste and heat the soldering points. Then, install the hard drive on the new motherboard. Some people quietly watch the video, but they secretly like, comment, share, repost, and follow. These people are really cute. Just like an upgrade, QQ Crunchy is installed. Next, we deal with the CPU. First, we drag all the CPU soldering points. After cleaning, we scrape the black adhesive off the top. Once we smooth the soldering points, we add solder to the CPU. Some people quietly watch the video, but they secretly like, comment, share, repost, and follow. These people are really cute. After the CPU is soldered, we apply flux on the A15 CPU. Then, we transplant the A15 CPU to the new motherboard. Does that mean the motherboard will work 100% now? Why do we need to transplant these 3 chips? If one of these chips is damaged, the data will be lost, and the phone won't start, so it's not 100% guaranteed to work. After transplanting the 3 chips, we need to add a power meter to check. From the current reading, the upper motherboard powers on normally, so the data will definitely be preserved now. However, whether the lower motherboard's baseband and Wi-Fi are working is still unknown. We apply thermal paste to the CPU. The upper and lower layers are fitted together carefully. Once aligned, we lightly press to ensure proper connection. Now, it's soldered. After cooling, we clean it up and reapply all the protective stickers. This is what people call motherboard repair. By transplanting the encryption chips to another stable motherboard, we fix issues caused by unstable motherboards. Apple's motherboards are getting thinner and thinner, with many internal layers. Under heavy impact or high temperature, these issues may arise. The phone might work sometimes, but fail in other conditions due to internal layer problems. Because the fan's data is so important, we didn't try to repair the original motherboard again. Repeated attempts could damage other chips or make the motherboard unstable. Even if we repair it on the original motherboard, it would remain unstable in the long run. So, for data protection and stability, We chose to transplant the upper layer to a new motherboard. After inserting the charger, we find that the phone can now power on normally.